Please welcome to the stage our salutatorian, Phoenix Davis.
Okay. Hello, family, friends, teachers, and my fellow students of DCIS. My name is Kenna Phoenix Ruby Davis, though most of you just know me as Phoenix. I'm honored to be the salutatorian of the final graduating class of DCIS. I'll admit this speech was a challenge for me to write, and full disclosure, I finished it at 5 a.m. yesterday morning. Sorry, Camila, sorry, missed you. I wanted this speech to embody what DCIS has taught me about being a global citizen, but also have a mindset that I hope everybody in this room will carry into the rest of your lives. I want you all to have empathy. I've grown up with the idea of empathy since I was very young, thanks to my mom. She was all about empathy over sympathy, feeling with someone instead of feeling for someone. My golden rule was never treat others how you want to be treated. It was always treat others how they want to be treated. Some people want a hug when they're sad, some people want space. Everybody experiences and copes with emotions differently, and the only way you can ever find out what someone else needs is by asking. Though at this point, I must note that the original golden rule is still a good value to have in general for just being kind to people. I didn't know it at the time, but my mom always reminding me to walk in someone else's shoes and think of other people's feelings caused empathy and boundaries to become a cornerstone of my being, which I'm forever grateful for. Now, I want to be clear. Having empathy for someone isn't forgiving or agreeing with them, and it isn't excusing their behavior. You can consider other people's situations and circumstances or other factors that might have led to their actions, even if you don't know that person. You can entertain multiple possibilities of what caused their behavior, but considering someone's potential motivations doesn't mean you excuse their choices. To put it into DCIS terms, you can recognize someone's perspective without agreeing with it. Empathy is merely a tool you can use to broaden your own perspective and see the good in the world. It can help you remember that human behavior doesn't come from a place of pure born hatred, even if sometimes it feels like it does. It can help you let go of a negative experience with a friend because maybe they were stressed. Or if you work in the service industry like me, not take a rude customer personally because maybe they just had a rough day. And or maybe they don't have a high level of respect for service workers because they weren't raised that way, and or they've never worked a customer service job. Either way, it's not my job to unpack that baggage. I'm the minimum wage worker, not a licensed therapist. I'll allow myself to rest easy and assume that you've had a rough day and it's not really to do with me. However, if you feel like you might have done something to upset someone in your life or you're feeling upset yourself, empathy can also help you reach out to your friends and family to communicate boundaries and apologies. Or hey, maybe you can just ask your friend if you did something to upset them and they'll say, no, not at all, I'm just pretty stressed right now. But either way, the tension has been cleared and you can both move on more comfortably. Empathy is about finding the words to explain human actions so you can dismantle and reflect on them in both yourself and others to become a better person. And here's the thing about empathy. Once you can empathize with others, it becomes much easier to help others empathize with you. If you are honest about who you are and why, people will find it easier to factor in what they know about you when considering how to view your actions. As a result, you will often be offered more grace and compassion because humans are inherently understanding, especially when you make it easy for them to consider your perspective. Hint, this is especially helpful with homework. I'm sure none of my family or teachers are surprised to find that I've turned this podium into a soapbox for being kind. Hi, Miss Graham. Thanks for letting me turn my passage in a semester after it was due. I really appreciate your empathy and understanding of my need to dig 6 months deeper into the topic. And hi, all my other teachers who have always been understanding of my disability accommodations and 504. Thank you for working with me on determining later deadlines and providing audio access when I needed it. I truly appreciate your empathy as well. And hi, Mom and Dad. Sorry for stressing you out with all of the above. And thank you for teaching me about empathy and listening when I asked you to let me handle my workload and trusting me to ask for help if I ever needed it. And thank you to my friend group from middle school. We all learned how to communicate boundaries and needs together. And thank you to DCIS for having classes that help me learn to articulate my thoughts about the world, and to my fellow graduating seniors for being welcoming and kind and the most reliable backbone a school could ask for. I'll leave you with this. Try in everything you do to show empathy to all, no matter who they are or how they act. Try to find the humanity in them. I'm not asking you to be kind to everyone or forgive people you don't want to forgive. All I'm asking of you is to sometimes just take a pause, consider what might have made the people around you who they are, whether it be trauma, health, their family, friends, teachers, or the internet, whether it be good or bad. Then acknowledge that you will always be surrounded by people with complex lives that you will never be able to truly fully grasp. Hopefully, that will allow you to give everyone around you a bit of grace and courtesy, and most importantly, a bit of empathy. Thank you. Now join me in welcoming our valedictorian, Limna Perez Lara, to the stage.